Over the years, I've done a lot of videos about hacks, but which ones are my favorite? What do I actually use on my own boat? Stay tuned. Everyone will end up evolving the configuration of their kayak to match their personal fishing style. And I'm no different. Even though I've put out, I don't know, maybe 100 or more hacks over the years, I don't use all of those on my own boat. So let me show you what my favorite ones are, because those are the ones that I've actually implemented. And let's start here at the front. Here I've got a triple purpose piece of rope. It's a stand-up assist rope. It's a flip line to turn my boat over, back over right side up if I flip. And it's a kayak entry ladder to be able to climb back up over and get in. Critical piece of gear. Moving back, I've got my stabilized camera mount, PVC with my gear track adapter, and then an inexpensive camera stabilizer that keeps this fairly level as I'm moving along. No one likes losing things unintentionally through their scupper hole. So what I did is I got a cap, drilled some holes through it. Now the water will drain, but the gear I don't want to lose will stay in my boat. Number of things over here to show you. First, I love my tool rack. I can keep my scissors, my knife, and my pliers all attached using this Velcro and easily acceptable when I'm sitting in my seat. I like my compass so I can stay oriented, and then I use a container lid underneath my seat to have a slide out tray. I've got a rig rack right here attached to my rod holder, and in my seat I've got a pad that I created to give myself a little more lumbar support. I've also got my bump board attached to the seat with some Velcro where it can slide in and out and not rattle and scare any fish. Continuing on down this side, a number of things. I've got my version 1 of the rig rack right here, just in case I decide I don't like that one. I've got my phone holder with the safety strap so I can keep my apps going to understand what the weather is, the tide is, and run my angler app. And then I've got my radio holder right here so my radio doesn't bounce around and get wet on the bottom of the boat. Back in my tank well, I use live bait, so I've got my bait bucket, and to it I've attached a weight that will keep it level, that will allow me to hold more bait, because when it's level, instead of cocked up and pitched, it'll hold more water. On the back of the seat, I've got my pump in case I flip, and I've got my fish grips attached to a magnetic holder off the top. There are a number of things over here on this side. The first, and probably my most famous, is my steering hack that Fred Slavin invented that allows me to easily control my rudder. Then, moving back, I've got my bullseye that allows me to quickly mark fish in the angler app, and then my anchor hanger. This keeps my anchor from bouncing around on the bottom of the boat and creating noise, and I just love the dive reel to neatly store all of my anchor line. Next, here's my trolling motor mount. It's removable, it's held in place by this pin, and that way I don't need to have it around when I'm not using my trolling motor. When I'm using my stakeout pole, I've got my mount right here that allows me to slide this in and keep it out of the way as well. Here's a couple other hacks that I like. I've got my high visibility flag that goes into one of my gear track adapters, and I've got my sport umbrella that I can clamp to my seat on one of those rare sunny hot days where there's not a lot of wind, and I can use this to get a little bit of shade. Now, I need to point out that I'm not a purist when it comes to doing hacks. I'll use commercial stuff if I've already got it. And I already had 2 of these rod holders, so I didn't need to apply the horizontal rod hack that I showed you guys earlier. So if you've got it, why not use it? Another safety hack I have, in addition to the whistle on my PFD, I attached one of these air horns with some Velcro to the back of my seat. So if I got a crazy boater coming at me, I can hit the horn here and at least let out a big bleat to let him know where I am. Moving to my paddles, I've got 2 different kinds of tape on these paddles. This is tennis racket grip tape, and this is a commercial paddle tape. And I'm using both because I just want to see how long each lasts. And they both work great and allow me to keep a great grip on this paddle. I forgot to mention I love my pulse width modulator to use with my trolling motor to make my battery last a long time. For the final hack, I've got a cut off plastic garbage can in here, and I use that to store my cast net because once this gets used, it's all wet and nasty, and I don't want that ooze getting down inside my boat. So those are my favorite hacks. You can see I've applied a lot of what I've created over the years to my boat, but not everything, because what you actually end up using depends on the type of boat you have and how you fish. So is there anything I've left out that you guys think I should adopt, that I should evolve into? If so, throw it in the comments below. Thanks.